Linda Pinizzotto. She's not your typical realtor. She's your real estate counselor, teacher, and advisor. Whether it's a house, townhome, or condo, when you're ready, she's your negotiator. With 34 years of experience, Linda guarantees that you have the real estate knowledge you need to make the right decisions. Call Linda Pinizzotto at Sutton Group Quantum Realty, 416-561-7373, or visit her at lindapinizzotto.com.
Hi, you're listening to Linda Pinizzotto of The Condo Expert, and we've had a very wonderful, interesting conversation. The last 3 days I've been, as a realtor, I'm actually the government relations chair of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, and I'm involved with the Toronto Real Estate Board as well. And we have conferences that are put together by the Ontario Real Estate Association, and they're called PAC, and they're the Political Action Committee. And a lot of times, I think sometimes I wonder if the general public really knows what a fabulous initiatives are taken by government relations with the real estate boards across the province. There's a lot of, like, for instance, there was a campaign that they call, which was called Home Ownership Matters. A very important campaign because it does matter. It doesn't matter what it is that you own, but home ownership does matter. Because, you know, the bottom line is that, you know, I think that it's everybody's dream to somewhere along the way, people aspire to be a homeowner. And whether you are a homeowner of a, you know, single family home or a multifamily dwelling like condominiums, it provides you a better quality of life. Don't forget, you know, because you are a homeowner, you're building your equity, you're building your wealth. Without that, what do you, like for instance, I'll take the senior. That's a prime example. As a senior, okay, today, any senior across the province, if they're a homeowner, they do have some wealth in their properties. And, you know, now they've been able to, hopefully after all these, done that. But you know that in 2010, home sales across Ontario generated $9.3 billion in additional consumer spending. It only shows you, and I know sometimes, you know, people get upset with their realtors, but I honestly, and they really, you know, I can't comment on that one because I'm going to tell everybody out there that, you know, as being a realtor for the last 34 years, from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, it is not about the commissions. Certainly not for me. Of course, I need to make commission. That's my income. And when you're in a job where if you don't sell, you don't make a penny, you have to have that as a concern. And of course, it dictates, you know, your hours of work and what you're involved in. And, you know, you have to juggle your schedule. But you're also at the forefront of working with your clients and trying to give them really important advice. And that important advice will impact the future of their life. That's the strength of a realtor. And it's really, it's interesting because, you know, if you go out and you purchase a product or, you know, you go out, you buy something, you come back and, you know, and you use that product for the next 2 years, 5 years, whatever, and you toss it out and you go back out. Do you track down the salesperson that you dealt with? No. But if you've had a really, really good realtor and that realtor now is part of your family, I'm very fortunate. I haven't advertised in years because my clients are very important to me. And the referrals that they give to me are equally as important. And I'd like to think that I'm making a difference in their life. Sure, I'm selling them the property, but the point is that it's not just about the property. Why did they choose that property? They chose it because of the advice that I had provided. They chose it because it was in the neighborhood that they wanted, the style that they were interested in, the money that they could afford, the style of living that it's going to provide them. And the longer they stay there, because a lot of times I'll get people that honestly, they don't move for, I'm not talking 5 years. They've been in the same house for like 20 years. And then when they're calling me back in, I mean, of course I'm selling to their children and so on, but when they're calling me back in to to actually downsize them now. So they're going to take all that equity that they have from their property and, for whatever reasons or whatever they're going to use it, they're changing their lifestyle. The kids have grown up now and, they're moving into a whole new different horizon. But if they're bringing their kids into the picture, I'm getting them started in their life. So that's why when you look at things that, the Ontario Real Estate Association or the Canadian Real Estate Association advocates is about things that are going to affect the consumer, almost to some degree a consumer protection. For instance, I know that on the table now they're talking about mandatory energy audits. Is that coming right now? No. That could be maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years away. But you can't wait till the last moment and all of a sudden turn around to the provincial government and say, oh, by the way, we don't agree with this. You have to start lobbying before that time so that you do have some input. And that's why government relations is very special and it's very important. So if you look at issues out there as a consumer, I'm going to tell you straight out that when you talk about contributions of RRSP that can be taken out for homes, for the purchase of a home, when you talk about brownfield properties and conversions of brownfield properties, when you talk about a lot of different incentives that have gone on around the provinces, I will tell you that government relations chairs of the different real estate associations across the province and across the country have taken their time away from their commission job. Remember that. So they're not getting paid while they're doing this. This is strictly volunteer. And me included, because I have been the chair now for, I think it's been about 5 years. And it is time consuming, but it is important. It's ridiculously important. And when they turned around and the Toronto Real Estate Board, for instance, they arranged for the Ipsos report to get all the stats and the figures to see what kind of an impact that the Toronto Land Transfer Tax would actually have. And they took that report and they presented it to the politicians. And what happened? Unfortunately, the Toronto Land Transfer Tax was implemented, and it's definitely something that needs to be addressed, needs to be reduced. If not reduced, let's just get rid of it. They should sit down, take a look at the big picture, find ways to erase the Toronto Land Transfer Tax, and definitely never implement it ever again in any municipality across the province. You're listening to Linda Pinizzotto of the Condo Expert. You have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you next time.